Are we ever going to get a clear answer, Montreal? Or are we destined to forever live in this tantalizing limbo, perpetually on the edge of a seismic shift that never quite materializes? Just when the whispers grow louder, when the anticipation reaches a fever pitch, the rug gets pulled out from under us, and we're told to simply wait. That's the frustrating, yet strategically intriguing, reality facing the Montreal Canadiens and their star forward, Patrik Laine. His name has been a constant hum in the rumor mill since the moment he donned the CH, a centerpiece of trade speculation that has only intensified as he enters the final year of his contract. But according to the latest intelligence from the inner sanctum of the NHL, the Canadiens have decided to hit the pause button on what many believed was an inevitable immediate trade. This isn't just a delay, it's a calculated gamble, a high-stakes deferral that leaves us all wondering, how much longer can the Canadiens truly afford to wait before the ticking clock turns into a deafening roar? It feels like only yesterday, yet it was a full year ago, that Patrik Laine arrived in Montreal as part of the Canadiens' ambitious 2024 offseason moves. The acquisition itself was a statement, bringing a pure goal scorer with a cannon of a shot to a team desperately seeking offensive firepower. But almost immediately, the whispers began. Laine, a prodigious talent, was also a player with a significant contract and a history of both brilliance and inconsistency. As the calendar flipped and the reality of his contract situation became clearer, entering the final year of his substantial four-year, $34.8 million deal, the whispers transformed into a full-blown chorus of speculation. The dilemma was stark, yet simple. Trade him now, while his value is still significant, or risk losing him for absolutely nothing as an unrestricted free agent next summer. It's a classic NHL conundrum, one that has haunted many a general manager, and now it squarely rests on Kent Hughes' shoulders. The pressure to make the right call, to maximize the asset, is immense, especially for a team meticulously building for a sustainable future. But just when the rumor mill was churning at full throttle, when every pundit and armchair GM was drawing up their ideal trade scenarios, a voice of calm, yet profound insight cut through the noise. NHL insider Frank Saravalli, a man with his finger firmly on the pulse of the league, stepped forward, pouring a bucket of cold water on the immediate trade frenzy. Speaking on the Bleacher Report's Insider Notebook, Saravalli unequivocally minimized the chances of the Canadiens dealing the veteran winger this summer, stating, "I think it's probably pretty unlikely at this moment." His reasoning is pragmatic, rooted in the cold, hard realities of the game. We'll see how the season starts and what level of productivity he achieves. This isn't a definitive no, but rather a strategic not yet. It's a decision to observe, to evaluate, to allow the player's performance on the ice to dictate the next move. For a fan base hungry for immediate action, for definitive answers, this deferral might feel like a frustrating stalemate. Yet, from a strategic standpoint, it's a calculated risk, a testament to the Canadiens' willingness to exercise patience in a league that often rewards impulsive action. The question, however, remains: is this patience a virtue or a dangerous gamble? While Saravalli's comments suggest a cooling of immediate trade talks, it's crucial to understand that the Canadiens are far from closing the door on a potential deal. This isn't a declaration of a long-term commitment to Laine, but rather a strategic positioning. As Sportsnet's Eric Engels, another highly respected voice in the Canadiens beat, noted back in late June, Montreal would absolutely be open to a deal if a suitable offer were to emerge. Engels put it plainly: if the phone rang and someone wanted to take on the last year of Patrik Laine's contract, I don't think the Canadiens would necessarily hesitate in sending him. This statement provides a vital counterpoint to Saravalli's assessment. It clarifies that while the Habs aren't actively shopping Laine, they are very much listening. The key here lies in the word suitable. What constitutes a suitable offer for a player of Laine's caliber on an expiring deal with a modified 10-team no-trade list? It would likely need to be a package that addresses a significant organizational need, perhaps a top-6 center or a high-end prospect, rather than just draft picks. The front office is clearly signaling that they won't simply give Laine away. They are holding out for true value, even if it means navigating the complexities of his contract and the ever-present risk of losing him for nothing. The undeniable truth, the very pivot upon which Patrik Laine's future in Montreal hinges, is his performance. His 2024-25 season, his first with the Habs, was a roller coaster of tantalizing glimpses and frustrating setbacks. He missed a significant chunk of time, 2 months, to be precise, due to a nagging knee injury, a cruel blow that disrupted his rhythm and integration into the team. And just as he seemed to be finding his stride, disaster struck again in the playoffs when he broke a finger, further limiting his availability and impact when it mattered most. Despite these significant hurdles, Laine still managed to produce a respectable 33 points, with 20 goals and 13 assists in 52 regular season games. He even chipped in an assist in his 2 playoff appearances. These numbers, while decent given the circumstances, fell short of the consistent offensive output expected from a player of his pedigree. For the first time in his career, he failed to reach the 50-point mark in a season where he played at least 50 games. This isn't just a statistical anomaly, it's a glaring indicator of the need for a bounce-back year. As Sarah Valley astutely observed, Laine's productivity will be the decisive factor for both his future and the Canadiens' plans. If he stays healthy and productive, Sarah Valley noted, the Canadiens can try to keep him, or at least will receive better trade packages in return. This season for Patrik Laine isn't just another year, it's a make-or-break campaign, a desperate audition not only for his place in Montreal, but for his standing in the entire league. The pressure to perform, to stay healthy, and to consistently deliver on his immense potential has never been higher. This strategic deferral, this wait-and-see approach, places Kent Hughes and the Canadiens' management in a fascinating high-stakes chess match. They are balancing the immediate need for asset management with the long-term vision of a sustainable contender. If Laine explodes out of the gate, if he recaptures the form that made him one of the league's most feared snipers, his value will undoubtedly skyrocket. This presents Hughes with a new dilemma. Does a dominant Laine suddenly become a long-term piece of the puzzle, worthy of an extension, or does his elevated trade value simply provide the suitable offer they've been waiting for, allowing them to acquire that elusive 2C or another foundational piece? Conversely, what if Laine struggles again? What if injuries continue to plague him, or his offensive touch remains inconsistent? In that scenario, his trade value would plummet, potentially forcing the Canadiens to either accept a significantly reduced return or, even worse, watch him walk away for nothing next summer, a truly devastating outcome for an organization meticulously hoarding assets. The delicate balance of maximizing asset value against team chemistry, immediate needs, and the ever-present risk of injury is a tightrope walk that demands precision and foresight. Every game, every shift, every shot from Patrik Laine this season will be scrutinized, not just for its impact on the scoreboard, but for its implications on the Canadiens' strategic future. This isn't just about one player, it's a defining moment in the Canadiens' rebuild, a test of their patience, their conviction, and their ability to play the long game in a league obsessed with instant gratification. As the summer days dwindle and the anticipation for training camp builds, the Patrik Laine saga remains one of the most compelling storylines surrounding the Montreal Canadiens. The decision to defer a trade isn't a sign of inaction, but rather a calculated strategic move, a high-stakes gamble on Laine's ability to perform. His stick, his health, and his productivity this season will ultimately write the final chapter of his time in Montreal, determining whether he becomes a cornerstone, a valuable trade chip, or a missed opportunity. This isn't just about a player. It's about the very essence of asset management and the strategic patience that defines a successful rebuild. What do you think, Canadiens faithful? Is waiting the right move, allowing Laine to boost his value, or are the Habs playing with fire, risking losing a valuable asset for nothing? We want to hear your thoughts, your predictions, and your strategic insights. Drop a comment down below with your take on Patrik Laine's future and what the Canadiens should do. If you felt the tension, the anticipation, and the strategic intrigue in this report, please hit that like button, share your comments, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Your engagement fuels our passion, and we truly appreciate you tuning in every single day. I'm Josh Goes, my co-host Jesse Peer, and we'll catch you in the next one.